How to turn your weaknesses into strengths. What if I told you your biggest weakness might be the key to your greatest success? Sounds crazy, right? But history proves otherwise. Some of the world's most successful people started with what many called flaws and turned them into superpowers. Think about it. Albert Einstein was labeled a slow learner. Oprah Winfrey was told she wasn't fit for TV. Richard Branson struggled with dyslexia, but instead of letting those weaknesses define them, they used them to fuel their success. So, let me ask you, what's holding you back? What's that one thing you think makes you less than? By the end of this video, you'll not only identify your weaknesses, you'll learn how to flip them into your biggest strengths. Get ready, because today on the Success Blueprint, we're unlocking a powerful mindset shift that can change your life. Let's dive in. Step 1. Identify your weaknesses without judgment. Before we can transform anything, we need clarity. What are you struggling with? Be honest with yourself. Maybe you procrastinate. Maybe you're overly critical. Maybe you lack confidence. Instead of pushing these thoughts away, take a moment to write them down. Here's the trick. Don't judge yourself. Weaknesses only have power when you let them define you negatively. Ask yourself, what's one area I avoid because it makes me uncomfortable? Write down 3 things. You're not listing flaws. You're identifying opportunities for growth. Example, Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Instead of believing he wasn't good enough, he trained harder than ever. The same weakness that could have ended his dream became the fuel that made him the GOAT. Step 2. Reframe weaknesses as untrained strengths. Most of us see weaknesses as roadblocks, but what if I told you they're just strengths in disguise? For example, let's say you overthink everything. Instead of calling yourself indecisive, flip the script. You're highly analytical. If you're a perfectionist, you're detail-oriented. If you're impatient, you're action-driven. Replace negative self-talk. Instead of saying, "I'm bad at public speaking," say, "I'm learning how to express myself confidently." This small shift rewires your brain to see growth, not failure. Example, look at Walt Disney. He was once fired from a newspaper for lacking creativity. Imagine if he had believed that. Instead, he doubled down on his dreams and built an empire. Step 3. Build an action plan for growth. Knowing your weaknesses isn't enough. You need a game plan. This is where real transformation happens. Strategy 1. Start small. If your weakness is public speaking, don't aim for a TED Talk tomorrow. Start by practicing in front of a mirror. Then record yourself. Then speak in front of a small group. Progress, not perfection. Strategy 2. Use tools and resources. If you struggle with focus, use the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes. Rest for 5. If you lack organization, try apps like Trello or Notion. Use the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes to do, just do it now. This builds momentum and fights procrastination. Example, Elon Musk wasn't always a brilliant speaker. He once had trouble communicating his ideas, but he studied great speakers, practiced relentlessly, and now he commands audiences worldwide. Step 4. Turn weaknesses into strengths through action. Let's get practical. You now know your weaknesses, reframe them, and build a plan. Now it's time to execute. One of the best ways to turn a weakness into a strength is to put yourself in situations that force you to adapt. Example, if you struggle with confidence, take an improv class. If you fear failure, deliberately try things outside your comfort zone. The more you expose yourself, the less power fear has over you. Use the 1-year rule. Ask yourself, if I work on this weakness consistently for 1 year, how much will I improve? The answer is more than you think. The power of overcoming fear. Meet Jake. He had a stutter all his life. Speaking in public, his worst nightmare. But instead of avoiding it, he practiced every day. He recorded voice notes. He joined a small group. Slowly, he improved. Today, Jake is a TEDx speaker, inspiring millions. His weakness became his strength. The art of adaptation. Sarah was always told she was too emotional to be a leader, but she used her deep empathy to connect with people, build strong teams, and now runs a multi-million-dollar company. What seemed like a weakness, it was her superpower all along. Historical inspiration. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Imagine if he had stopped at 9,999. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter changed the world. These weren't lucky breaks. These were people who refused to let weaknesses define them. Let's recap. Identify, reframe. Create an action plan and execute. Your weaknesses aren't your downfall. They're your secret weapon. So, I want you to do something right now. Drop a comment below. What's your weakness? I'll help you flip it into a strength. If this video gave you a new perspective, hit that like button and subscribe for more life-changing insights. And remember, your biggest power lies in what you once saw as a weakness. Go out there and own it.